Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Today, we're taking a look at a clip of an obese influencer named Fat Girl Flo talking about the various reasons that she does not want to lose weight, one of which is because she has a restrictive ED. Tess Holliday has really done a number on the fat acceptance world. So many obese people that have this same condition now. If you would like to support the channel, please consider joining channel memberships today. You'll get a badge next to your name, access to custom emojis, as well as top priority in my comment replies. A join button is below, as well as in the description. Before we proceed, please click the like button so that I may apply comb to mustache.
I was gonna make a really cheerful video about my favorite products in 2019, and then I realized,
oh yeah, this video is old.
That's not what I wanna do at all. Every day I get tons of messages telling me to just go on a diet, just be less fat. I get messages telling me I'm killing myself.
Just be less fat. Oh, let's take a look at these.
And
Fitness Made Simple says, here's the best advice for guys about dating fat girls. Don't effing date a fat bee. And the channel's named Fitness Made Simple. Okay. Bye Bye Looser says, trash and stop crying. Timothy Hagstrom says, I want to see if she will be making videos in 2 years. My guess, probably not, unless it's from the grave. Her weight will kill her. That's my point. And then it cuts off. You look so much slimmer here. What a load of weight you have put on since then. Oh my gosh.
and other really fun messages that all revolve around being fat on the internet. So today I'm going to tell you why, even through all the messages telling me that I should be smaller and less fat and that
Why are you wording it all stupid like that? You mean they told you to lose weight?
I should hate myself? I'm gonna tell you why I'm choosing in 2020 to not diet. Buckle up, this list is pretty long. First and foremost, I choose not to diet because diets do not work. I am very...
No diet works ever for anyone. Okay, that's a bold statement because your diet is just what you eat. So I would say that my diet is working. It's fueling me and I'm not becoming obese. So I'd say it's working.
Aware that my life would be easier if I were a thin person. Trust me, as a fat person, I can constantly see that the world is not made for me and that people do not like that I have imposed my fatness upon them.
The world is not made for you. The world was made a long time ago before people your size existed. It's dumb to look at things that way. The world is not made for me. Actually, you made yourself incompatible with the world by your own doing. You did this. The world didn't come along and keep feeding you until you were too big to fit into it. And the world at large was created before morbid obesity became the norm.
However, diets don't work. So
no diet has ever worked, period.
Even if I wanted to be thinner, the chances of that happening permanently without me going into some kind of mental health despair is not really feasible.
You don't have to go into a mental health despair because you're not eating highly processed garbage food for 10 minutes. I could quit smoking crack, but it'll send me into a mental health despair, guys. Come on. I would have showed up for work on time, but it would have sent me into a mental health despair. You don't want that. I would have felt a certain kind of way inside, my emotions, you see. So we're gonna hurt our physical body to spare our emotions. And then in the long run, we're gonna have more emotional problems because of that. So we're gonna hurt ourselves in the short term so that we'll also be hurting ourselves in the long term.
It's not gonna happen. Diets don't work. I'm not dieting because I have an eating disorder. Actually, 1 in 5 fat people have an eating disorder.
I would say that the majority of morbidly obese people have an ED, and that would be binge ED.
No, a lot of people think that fat people maybe just don't know about nutrition or maybe just don't know how to not be fat, but the reality is that a lot of us have been fat for a long time.
Okay, so you've not known what proper nutrition is for a long time. This isn't really making your point. A lot of people think that fat people are fat because they don't understand nutrition. But some of us have just been fat for a long time and we have EDs.
And have done a lot of things to try to not be fat before we found body positivity and fat acceptance.
Right, you tried a bunch of dumb things that don't work and now you went to this.
And decided that this was just how our bodies were. I have been
I just have to drink alcohol all the time, dude. I couldn't quit. This is just how I am. I'm always gonna be drunk, man. It's literally no different than any other addiction. Quit trying to give it legitimacy. Lots of people have tried and failed at things because they weren't doing the correct technique or they just didn't stick to it. That doesn't mean that those things were stupid and not worth doing. Playing violin is stupid because I tried and failed several times. Mind you, I didn't have the correct book on music theory and my teacher was garbage, but it's not that. It's not that at all. It's literally the fault of the violin itself, or even the concept of playing a violin is flawed. This is how I pantomime playing a violin. I'm shredding, dude. I'm shredding on this violin. Sorry.
To countless nutritionists, I have been on a million diets.
I lost the weight. You can lose the weight. It is possible. I am walking proof. Millions of other people are also walking proof that it's possible. It's not like we're talking about walking on water. We're talking about weight loss, something that many people have done and are continuing to maintain.
Diets. I have starved myself. I have been in a place.
Starved yourself while remaining morbidly obese. Interesting.
Where I needed help desperately and received it, and I am wildly grateful for that. And I will never go back to having an eating disorder. Starving yourself is truly miserable.
Oh, you were starving yourself. Oh, okay. So yes, you are claiming to have the restrictive ED, like I knew you would. You're not just going to be honest and be like, yeah, I have binge ED, which means that I eat ridiculous amounts of food for a time, and then there are periods of restriction, and then I go back to eating ridiculous, copious amounts of food. Not eating for 20 minutes doesn't mean that you have a restrictive ED. It's just the calm before the binge. Starving yourself isn't when you feel super hungry for like a few minutes or whatever. That ain't it. Starving yourself is when you don't eat for long enough that you start to lose weight, and then you lose so much weight that you go into starvation mode. Okay? Sorry, I gotta keep myself amused over here.
And it's scary, and I'm not gonna do it again.
I'm scared.
Not dieting because I realize that fat people can be happy. I know.
Fat people can be happy, but the majority of them are not, and they want to lose weight, and they're very upset with themselves for not doing it. Every single day that you give in to your desires and do all this stupid crap that you know you shouldn't be doing, there's this guilt that you feel, and you carry that guilt around with you every day, and it's part of your vibe. I can see it on you even now as you speak. You can't really hide anything from me, and also from a logical standpoint, it doesn't make sense that somebody would be happy when they try and fail at something continually. But me, personally, I can sense the slightest bit of human suffering. One time, one of my coworkers, Paris, came into work and we said good morning or whatever, but like something about her face looked a little bit different. I was like, hey dude, how's it going? And she's like, good, how are you? And I was like, good. And then I looked at her in the eye and I was like, wait a minute, are you really good? Because you kind of look like you're dead inside. And then she was like, no, I'm fine. But then later on in that day, she's like, yeah, I actually just broke up with my girlfriend. So when you said, hey, you look dead inside, you were spot on. I wasn't trying to be mean, dude. It's just like, you go to say hi to somebody, they're like, hey, how's it going? People aren't really that good at hiding their true emotions and how they truly feel.
It's a wild concept, but it's true. I'm an incredibly happy person, and I know lots of fat people who are very, very happy. And
Right. I don't think so. Your name is Fat Girl Flo. You've made your entire identity about this thing that you could not control to try to stick it to the world or whatever. Like, I tried and I couldn't do it. I couldn't lose weight. So now I'm embracing the term fat. And screw all of you guys.
Living very full lives. I won't be dieting in 2020 because I think Weight Watchers is a scam. I think that most diets are built on the idea that...
Well, that's just one of many options for weight loss. If you do something that's not sustainable to lose weight, and then you go back to eating how you were eating before, obviously you're going to gain it all back. You're thinking about diets in the sense like, oh, we go on a diet for 2 weeks, we lose the weight, and then we go back to eating as normal and we're fine. And in that sense, yeah, diets don't work. That kind doesn't.
You are going to fail, and that's how they keep you coming back. Dieting is a multi-million-dollar industry.
The food industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry, homie.
And if you were able to succeed, they would not make as much money. I don't want to play into that anymore.
What about the fast food industry? What are you talking about? I'm not gonna lose weight because I don't want to support the predatory weight loss industry. What? That's a weird reason. That's like saying I don't want to get sober because I don't want to support AA. And then you go to the store and buy a big old 12-pack of Budweiser, right? You're still supporting one of these companies, perhaps the worst among the two.
I'm not dieting because I am not responsible for making other people more comfortable with my mortality. I understand that.
Once again, we're playing the victim and projecting outward that if I were to diet, it would be for you guys, not for me. You're supposed to do all this for you.
A lot of people think, well, I just want you to lose weight for your health.
I am not responsible for your fears. What fears? Why are you painting yourself as a victim again? People walking down the street don't even know that you exist.
Are comfortable with my mortality. I understand that a lot of people think, well, I just want you to lose weight for your health. I understand that people think,
well, I'm just worried you're going to die.
Here's the thing, we're all going to die.
Yeah, some of us at age 30, 40, some of us at age 80, we're all gonna die, fam. So go smoke some crack. All right, so you do have a rock star mentality of like, screw tomorrow, let's just party for today with no thought about the consequences. We're all gonna die one day, dude, so screw it. Do literally whatever the hell you want. We are all gonna die one day. And if you eat poorly and never exercise, that day will come a lot sooner. And the quality of your life in the meantime will be very poor. I'm not missing out on anything by not eating garbage food, and you're not reaping the benefits of eating it. It's actually harming you in the here and now. The negatives are far outweighing the positives. What are the positives here? I ate some donuts and stuff and it tasted good for like 5 minutes. 10 minutes later, I felt like garbage and I was like, oh my God, what have I done for the rest of the day? But for those 5 minutes, it tasted good. I love this look on her face like, whoopsie doodle, not my fault.
And being thin when you die or fit when you die or what the ever kind of achievement gets unlocked when you don't look like this doesn't make you morally superior.
The fact that fat activists are always saying we're not immoral because we're obese makes it seem like you feel like you're immoral because you're obese, because you're constantly projecting.
It is not my responsibility to quell all of my friends, families, and strangers' anxieties about my fatness.
Yeah, once again, painting yourself as the victim. Dude, just imagine everything that she's saying coming out of somebody that's talking about their alcoholism. It is not my job to make you guys all feel better by getting sober.
I'm not dieting because 51% of girls ages 9 and 10 feel better about themselves when they are on a diet.
I'm not dieting because 51% of girls age 9 to 10, yada yada. What the hell does that have to do with anything? And also that statistic was pulled right out of your rear end.
I cannot be part of this anymore. I cannot be part of whatever the this diet mentality is. I am terrified for my niece. I don't want...
You're terrified for your knees? Oh, did you say niece? Oh, okay. I'm terrified for your knees.
My niece to see me dieting. I don't want her to see people labeling foods as good or bad.
I bet your niece would be happy to see you lose the weight because I'm sure everybody in your family is like, man, we've been trying to help her lose weight and encourage her, and she just keeps lashing out at us and playing the victim.
It's scary to think that a 9 or 10-year-old could be dieting and that they could be judging their body so harshly that they want to shrink it.
If you're obese at age 9, 10, your parents are giving you the wrong kind of food and too much of it.
I refuse to be a part of that system any longer.
You're not 9 or 10, okay? That was a little while ago, so you can move on now.
I am no longer dieting because fat people can be loved. I think in a lot of our brains, we think that the only way to get a partner to achieve success in our relationship lives is to look a certain way. But the reality is that there are plenty of people who find fat bodies incredibly sexy.
Are you with somebody that's also morbidly obese? That's what I would like to know.
And you can have amazing, fulfilling relationships as a fat person. I'm not dieting in 2020.
You can get with somebody that is not the best version of themselves, and more importantly, is choosing to not work on themselves consciously. Where do I sign up?
20 or ever again, because fake sugar is disgusting.
I'm going to agree with you there.
It is awful. Why does it taste like that? I know that all of you are concerned.
I don't eat any of that stuff, so I'm good on that. You don't have to eat artificial sweeteners to lose weight.
And oh, Carissa, but what about your health? I am not dieting any longer because research has shown that diets make you less healthy. Yeah, I know. You're probably thinking, but it's a lifestyle change. No, it's a diet.
What you've been doing is a diet. I guess that's why it didn't work. It is a lifestyle change if you actually are serious about losing weight. You can't continue to eat fast food and then drink these diet shakes for a couple weeks and be like, there we go. Now we see why none of this has worked for you. And here you are giving a speech about it like you know what you're talking about, even though you did things the dumb way and got the dumb result. You still have the audacity, strike that, the gall, to come on here and talk about this like you know what you're talking about. I'm not taking shooting lessons from a blind man. I'm not taking weight loss or health advice from somebody that's morbidly obese.
Studies have shown that dieting actually increases your cortisol levels, which can fuck with your metabolism. As a person who has had an eating disorder for a very, very long time, I am taking the time to retrain and get to know my metabolism. And
you're slowing your metabolism by eating highly processed foods and laying around doing nothing all day. Your metabolism isn't something that is set in stone and like, it's the source of all my misery. No, you control it. My resting heart rate is between 45 and 55 beats per minute. And I am pretty old. It's considered extremely athletic. When I was fat, my resting heart rate was between 98 and like 100 or something stupid like that. I changed my metabolism. My metabolism did not change me.
It's a lifelong thing because I f***ed it up pretty good in my early years. So
I messed up my metabolism because I tried to lose weight and now I'll be morbidly obese forever. What the hell? None of that makes even any bit of sense, dude.
Will not be dieting because it's less healthy. I will no longer be dieting because I do not have the space in my brain to think about what's good and what's bad and what's a diet food and what I can and cannot eat.
Dude, that has to be one of the dumbest arguments that I've ever heard in my life. I just don't have time or space in my brain to think about this. I'm a very busy man. I got all these taxes and mathematical equations floating around here. I can't be thinking about how to eat. Well, she makes a good point. You know, on a typical day, I'm sitting here doing like countless mathematical equations like, oh my God, what am I gonna have for breakfast? And then lunch times 2 squared. Crap, what are we gonna do for dinner? Carry the 1 divided by 8. Uh-oh, there's a remainder. There shouldn't be a remainder here. I'm gonna gain weight now. What do I do? Like it's all hard, bro, stop. Eating a steak, potato, and broccoli for dinner is not requiring all of my brain power, okay?
I want to think about more important things. We have a huge election coming up this year. I want to process all my emotions around that. I want to think about how I can be a better partner, how I can be a better creative person.
You can be a better partner by being the better version of yourself for the person that you're with.
I want to think about how I can be more successful, and dieting takes
everything that you just talked about would be better if you lost weight.
up too much space in my brain. So,
well, genius, it's not really that hard, you know? So basically you're saying I'm too dumb to stick to a diet.
I'm not doing it anymore. I'm not doing it anymore. I'm no longer
anymore. When did you do it to begin with?
Dieting because I am sick of this idea that all women can do is talk about their bodies. I don't care to talk about my friends' bodies anymore.
Your name is Fat Girl Flo. Your entire persona is based around being fat, and now you're talking about how I don't want to just sit around talking about my body all the time. Oh, you just mean when thin women want to sit around talking about their body. That's not cool.
I want to have real conversations. I want to be vulnerable with my friends. I want to talk about what we're going through, not what we're eating. I want to dismantle this process of thinking that we are all stuck in, where as soon as women are around other women, they're talking about their diets and exercise and how they've been bad or good and comparing themselves to other people. I want to have real relationships.
If it's making you feel some kind of way to overhear people talking about that stuff, it's because you have an issue with it and you're projecting.
So I'm not dieting. I'm no longer dieting because I like moving my body. And when I'm dieting, I kind of hate exercise. When my focus is
What? I only like to exercise after I eat a bunch of garbage like fast food. I tried exercising after eating healthy. It didn't work. This body only runs off of donuts.
On food, it makes me very obsessive and it makes me not want to do the things that I like to do physically. I end up not going to yoga. I end up not going swimming.
So you've literally never eaten in a way that was intelligent at all, because every single diet that you've tried leaves you with no energy to exercise, and you're constantly thinking about the diet.
Don't want to go for walks with my dog. It takes all of the focus from the things you could enjoy physically, from joyful movement in your body, and redirects it to what you are eating. I hate that.
It doesn't do that.
I am no longer dieting because I believe that I am inherently worthy, no matter what my size is.
Okay, so we don't try to accomplish anything in life ever. We're perfect the way we are. Okay. I was born perfect, actually.
I believe that all people have worth and all people deserve to be loved and respected. I am not dieting in 2020, and I am not arguing about why I am not dieting in 2020, because I believe that this idea that healthy people are more worthy of respect is bullshit.
People respect hard work and don't respect laziness for a reason. You can sit here and say this all that you want, but people are not going to stop respecting hard work.
I think that all people are worthy of respect. I think that all people are...
I don't think that all people are worthy of respect. Respect is something that is earned. It is given and it is earned. You cannot demand it from people, and not everybody deserves it.
Worthy of a really great life, and that it doesn't make you morally superior to be healthy. It doesn't matter if you are healthy or not. This idea that
so being obese is unhealthy. You have confirmed it right here.
Fat people should somehow feel bad about themselves because they're unhealthy, or because you think they're unhealthy.
No, you just said they are unhealthy, and we shouldn't judge them for that.
It's ridiculous. Unhealthy people get to be happy. They get to have nice lives.
I hate this upbeat fake vibe. It is so fake. I see right through it.
I am not dieting in 2020 because I have other to do. I just cannot think about this anymore.
You already said that one. There's no space in my brain to think about how to eat. Basically, she's saying that she has the IQ of a turnip, and she can't wrap her head around this concept of eating food that is not harming her or giving her a blood sugar spike.
I know that every day that I am on YouTube, that I'm on Instagram being fat, it's upsetting someone, but I just can't care anymore. I just don't have the space to care anymore. For such a long time, I've considered what maybe my life would look like if I was thinner. And I'm done. I'm just done. This is my body. This is where I'm at. And I'm gonna make good use of it. I am not dieting in 2020. I didn't diet in 2019 or 2018. I don't plan.
I don't think you've ever successfully dieted before, so it's interesting that you're going on this diatribe.
I'm dieting for the rest of my life. It is a commitment that I have made to myself and my body, and I could not be happier with that commitment. It is one of the most honest and authentic things I have ever done for myself. For those of you who support me in that, thank you so much. I am so excited to go into this new year with you, talking about all things anti-diet and the amazing ideas and things that we can think about when we let go of diet culture. For those of you that are new to this idea, that's okay. It takes a minute for all of this stuff to sink in, and it's okay to be wherever you are on this journey. These are just things to consider. And if you're here because you hate the idea that fat people aren't dieting, go yourself. I can't wait for 2020. I'll see you then. Bye.
Alright, she's so unaffected that she went on to curse repeatedly. Alright, so we're not gonna diet in 2020 like we did all those other... Oh wait, no, we didn't do it ever before previously, and she actually just admitted that at the end. So, I'm not gonna do that thing that I've never done. Alright, so main takeaways from that. She's not dieting because there's not enough space in her brain. She's not dieting because being thin isn't morally superior. She's not dieting because she doesn't want to let down her niece or her knees. And last but not least, she has anorexia. despite being morbidly obese. How about that? Tess Holliday has really done a number on this entire community. Every single person has a restrictive ED now. What do you think? Do you think dieting takes up too much space in your brain? I can't sit here thinking about all these mathematical equations around diet all day. What do you want me to do? Or do you think this person is just making a bunch of excuses? Leave a comment below. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Anyway, that about does it. Thanks for watching, commenting, liking, and subscribing. And I'll see you in the next one.